And this will go up on Twitch and Periscope as well. So here we go. 5 hobby boxes of 2021 Top Series 1. We are ready to roll. Good luck, everyone. And let's see what we got. Box numero uno. So we got our silver pack here. All right, let's see how this starts off. And we got Jose Canseco for the A's. Pete Alonso, Mets. He's already knocked a few out of the park this spring, and he's just getting warmed up. Steven Strasburg for the Nats. And Sixto Sanchez. Solid pitcher in the Marlins rotation. Now, they also have a rookie of note. That's a position player in Jesus Sanchez. So, there it is. Okay. So again, we've seen some jumbos a couple weeks back while we were running around Florida for a little while. And now it's time for some hobby boxes. We actually did some hobby boxes too, as a matter of fact. The breaks were done as 3-box breaks. We bumped this one up to 5 because I wanted to get them counted. Get this one counted as a qualifying break for our 10K challenge, which we've got moving a little bit over the last few days. So got some catching up to do, but you look at those 2 breaks that I posted in the chat just a few moments ago. The optic counts as 2. Hi, how you doing, Sammy? Got hit this on Twitch. We're going to be doing this for about a couple hours. So we're just getting started. We got 5 boxes of Top Series 1 hobby. And hobby boxes have 24 packs per box, so wrappers are going to keep me a little busy. Know what I'm saying? But it's Friday night breaks, and we'll try to make it interesting at least, right? Am I a big baseball player? No, I am a baseball breaker. So we're opening up some cards here. So don't know anything about baseball. Well, professional baseball players get paid a ridiculous sum of money. So, and yet some of them do this too. It's interesting. There are a couple of players, both retired and even active, doing what I do here. But no, I'm a father of 4 girls. Two of them softball players, one soccer player, and one dancer. And doing this is how they get to do all that fun stuff. Our oldest Chapman. Yeah, Nolan Ryan off the bat, too. Am I trying to get a full set? So, no, this is what's called a break. So, we're doing a group break here. And the way that it works is all 30 teams are represented by people they paid to get into the break. And whatever comes out for their teams, then I'm going to go sort it out and ship it out to them. So Tristan McKenzie, part of that Indians rotation, I guess, this year, right? What did he do? Eight games last year, 42 strikeouts over 33 and a third innings. Yeah, he may not look powerful, but he can chuck the ball at about 100 miles an hour, and he's definitely a strikeout pitcher. So how about some more Nolan Ryan? All about that base. We got Nolan Ryan, and that was his final active card. So, yeah, in 33 innings, that's good. He's striking out, about 12 or 13 per inning, per 9 innings at that pace. So that's a pretty high ratio. And, of course, players didn't get to play much last year because of the COVID-shortened season. But this year, looks like they're going to bang out the whole thing. Got Mets. They've also got a pitching prospect that could be fighting for a spot coming out of spring training. It's David Peterson. Wrong sport. So Peterson, through 10 games last year, went 6-2 with a 3.44 ERA, and even he only struck out 40 in 49 innings. So that's like around 8 an inning. We are in Jersey, New Jersey, not Old Jersey. Otherwise, I would be breaking soccer cards. So Anderson Tejada. Oh, that's true. It only works with the Rangers. Sorry. When am I bringing soccer back? They're giving me like a box here and a box there. And, that I don't blame them for because I wasn't a huge soccer buyer. I mean, I did get a couple of cases of the World Cup stuff. Or no, one case of the World Cup stuff, a couple cases of Select a few years back, but I really didn't buy into a lot of soccer stuff, but I guess I grabbed a few boxes before the real markup started coming up on those, so I at least locked myself in for a few here and there. Ryan Mountcastle. Right now, the only thing I have in stock is the Topps MLS Soccer. And I also have the Topps Chrome Sapphire. What is that? I forget which league it is. Is it UEFA Champions or something Champions League? I don't know. And how about a little Bryce baby, card code 30? A little bit. I know names, My youngest is is starting out in soccer. So we've watched a few games on TV. What was it? We watched a La Liga game not too long ago. So a little bit into soccer. I picked a game because the one player on the team has my name, and they've never met anybody else with my name. So he's so cool, he only goes by my first name, Marcelo. Yeah, I'll be going to the National as long as they allocate me a table. I don't know. Maybe they're only gonna give me a quarter of a table this year. Fernando Tatis. I know my Inception allocation is really cut down. From, I think I got 64 last year to 32 this year, but I'm still getting 2 cases of Heritage. So yeah, it's I'm kidding. There's a lot to go behind that. Yeah, that Bryce is a short print. So here's the thing with the National, I don't get a table. Like, I don't get a vendor spot. They got lotteries for that, and guys who have been doing it for years are automatically, get the option of keeping their table. Ain't nobody giving up table space nowadays. So how I go to the National is through the distributor sponsors tables for breakers that break their product. So basically, I love Heritage too. I feel like it gets a lot of hate. So I'm in the breaker pavilion at the National Convention. So hopefully they will give me a spot I can move around in, since 1589 out of 2021, Rougned Odor. But I don't know. Texas, that's right. It's not Nolan Ryan, but I'll tell you what, he throws a good punch, and so did Nolan Ryan. So Nolan Ryan, known for his fight with Robin Ventura, charging the mound, and Rougned Odor. I don't even remember, who did he punch out? He got into a fight with Batista, right? Joey Bats. No hand sanitizer on your cards. Yeah, I don't know what the restrictions are going to be either. I mean, the National last year was supposed to be held in Atlantic City, right down the road. So, yeah, I will be able to have a spot as long as the distributor continues to give it to me. It's a little bit different arrangement than a regular spot. No, the hit hasn't been shown yet, just a short print. Any word on memorabilia vault? I have not heard a thing. All they've been pushing, Leaf has been pushing the Pro Set cards lately. Today, they had autographs of Trevor Lawrence available for like $750. I think Justin Fields was $299. And they had, oh gosh, what's that wide receiver? Devonta Smith, I want to say, something like that. So I forget how much those were. Those were, I think, $149 a piece. So, yes, I'm live right now on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Periscope. And our main feed comes off of Facebook. So, software that I have enables me to be in multiple places at the same time. I only wish that could transfer over to regular life, because with four kids, it's not easy getting everywhere we have to go and still having our sanity. That is for sure. Andres Jimenez with the throwback, the 86 design. So yeah, we're on YouTube. If you look out for Marc-Down Entertainment, and we're always looking for views and subscriptions on there. So that's MARC-DOWN, Marc-Down Entertainment. And if you subscribe, then you get notifications whenever we're live. Same thing with Twitch, I think. So we got Nate Pearson. How's softball going since Florida? They don't have any tournaments yet. It is still freezing temperatures here. So their next out-of-state tournament isn't for a little while. April they play in Virginia. And then the only one I know of yet is when they go to nationals in Maryland. But while I don't think my younger softball player is going to have... It is still freezing temperatures here. So, West Coast, I don't think she's going to be playing at that level quite yet. They do have like a national team that does 2 extra tournaments, one in California and one in Colorado. But she's still very new to this level of competition, so she's kind of getting settled in. Let's see here. Trying to get as many comments as I can. I usually can't see YouTube comments, but I got my wife's phone charging here. So there we go. So now I can see YouTube comments as well. So no, I'm seeing YouTube comments now. I normally don't though, so if I don't answer on YouTube, that's why. Facebook is always the main feed that I have up. I don't know. I'm old. I need to start learning how these software programs work better. I can't get the comments to work in Facebook. I can't get the comments to work in YouTube on here. Let me see if they're working on YouTube, because now we actually have some. Let's see. Yeah, the YouTube comments aren't showing up at all. I don't know why either. So, Roberto Clemente. So, yeah, she hits the ball hard. She's got to find her, like, her over-the-fence spirit animal. I don't know. All right, good luck, Sammy. She's got the muscle to put one over, but it'll come. Especially now that she's throwing pitchers that throw hard. She had a couple solid hits in the tournament that we were at down in Florida, so got Nolan Arenado. Brady Singer. I'm curious to see how Lexi is going to do once she's finally outdoors and can push off a mound. Her being smaller, she really uses that mound, that pitching rubber to her advantage, and you can't do that indoors. I feel like she's a little more flat inside, so I can't wait to see her playing outside too. Giancarlo Stanton, home run challenge for the Yankees. I think I'm just excited to see them playing at all, because winter's tough. Especially this winter. For years I coached my kids. And we couldn't even go in the facility with the way things are with restrictions and whatnot. So, I can't even have my little chats with them about what I'm seeing, what they got to look out for. So there's the regular version right there, in case you needed a side-by-side. So, Bryce Harper. Yeah, the altitude would be fun. And, we're just we had a good time just being able to travel. 57 out of 70, J.D. Martinez. Especially to an area where things are not so restricted. Definitely was a good trip. J.D. Martinez out of 70 for the Red Sox. Seth Lugo, who he's done for the year, right? Already? Ooh, I'm going to be done for the year. Shoulder's killing me. So again, we're ripping open some hobby boxes of Topps Baseball Series 1. Looking forward to spring training. Definitely a fan. Oh, we got our hit here. First hit is in my hand. Yeah, that was also Met related. Lindor's the one who hit him. We were talking about that yesterday, weren't we? Well, we were doing the 9 box. It was noted that he was likely going to need surgery. I guess his finger was fractured in multiple places. So, pitcher's got to pitch. If you can't use that throwing hand, it's definitely going to be timeout. Yeah. Losing them trash cans isn't exactly good either, right? No. And I mean, let's face it, there's some guys that Houston's not going to be able to re-sign. They already lost one key star in Springer, Evan White. I mean, again, I think the Blue Jays overpaid a little bit, but Cal Ripken Jr., always involved in youth sports and charitable things. Yeah, McCullers, he didn't play in 2019, right? So 2020 was kind of his way of easing back in, and now he's going to have a lot of expectations on him in 2021. And Javier, a newer face. There he is right there. Last year, 12 games, 5-2 record. Strikes out 54 and 54 in a third innings. A whip under 1. That's impressive. And an ERA of 3.48. So he will be critical. That is, you can never have enough pitching. Albert Abreu. That's why I feel like the talk, there's, every local area's got talk on their teams that you don't hear as much across the country. A lot of talk about the Mets and a 6-man rotation. And from my understanding, DeGrom is not down with that because he likes his routine. And seriously, would you rather have Jacob DeGrom going out there 27 games a year or 33 games a year? You know? This is kind of a, no-brainer kind of deal there, especially with what they pay these pitchers. Hey man, I wish it could go back to 4-mans. These guys could throw 38 games, throw some complete games. Remember when pitchers used to complete games? It wasn't just like, oh look, they made it. They got a complete game this year. Good job, right? Shutouts, no hitters. I'm almost surprised we still see no hitters. Whatever happened to 350 innings? Yeah, this is still the first box. Oh, Rangers. Look at that. Leody Taveras with a silver. There we go. That was a good last grab right there. Silver. So used to saying that. Rainbow foil. I mean, it is silverish. So, Leody Taveras. A lot. Steve Carlton, Bob Gibson, Sandy Koufax. How many complete games? A lot. Luis Patino. Got Strasburg. Hello, Joe Adele. Tyler Stevenson. Well, to some degree, jump into the last minute. Remember, if we don't actually get the break to the number it needs to be at, then there is no last minute because the first minute hasn't finished. Casey Mize, Sixto Sanchez. Max Fried, rainbow foil. Dalton Varsho. And hit's going to go to the Yankees. Aaron Judge with the manufactured relic. 137 out of 299. So that's the black parallel, I guess. That's right. Or as I like to say, don't let those hits be misses, right? So here come the Judge. Did I got any more 120 sitting in here? Yeah, looks about right. Maybe a 130. That I don't see. There they are. Alright, that'll work. So Aaron Judge, first hit right now. All right, box number 2. Denver in Optic. You got it. Yeah, I think they're available in both football breaks we have right now. We got an 8-box mixer, and then we have this Optic breaks rolling over here. Where is it? And Broncos. So I think that leaves us one team short of standby. We'll get there. I think baseball is still a sport of longevity. So what do you mean by lack of longevity? I'm just putting this down so I don't forget later. All right. Optic. All right. Yeah, there it is. So Shane Davis. Oh, Unbreakable Records. So yeah, I mean, players' careers are still long. It's just they're not as, I guess, durable as they used to be. You know, especially pitchers. Even like no one's gonna break Cal Ripken's record, any position. But pitchers used to throw a lot of innings. No, most likely none of those records will ever be touched. So John McClellan, Falcons. I mean, we're pretty much judging Hall of Famers on a new scale nowadays, you know? Yeah, 3,000 hits is nice, but I mean, not not everybody gets to that. 300 wins, that's impossible. Nobody gets 300 wins anymore. You got some guys that'll steal some bases, 60, 70 bases a season is really not bad a number. Historically, it's just they don't do it for that long anymore. I mean, not like Tim Raines and Ricky Henderson did, They'll do it for a while. Well, I think that there's definitely a reasonable explanation to why they're not as durable. The explanation is that they are so built, so athletic, and they put such a strain on their bodies lifting weights and all that. It's very hard to be not tired at some point. They put their bodies through more nowadays. Sonny Gray, not so much playing, but to get to play. Yeah, they're investments too. You see this a lot in basketball. Luis Robert, Sonny Gray, Evan White, that's a nice one, and Ichiro. In basketball, guys like LeBron, they'll, end of the season, they're resting their bodies for the playoffs. I think playoffs, especially in hockey and somewhat in basketball, I think they're actually playing, with less breaks than the regular part of the season. Maybe not so much basketball, but a little bit. And Bonds, 500. I want to say he was. Didn't he have, when he was with the Pirates, like a 70 stolen base season? Like he was like 30-70 or something like that? I remember him having, and a lot of it was in Pittsburgh. I mean, once he got so big, his head wouldn't fit in a doorway. That kind of tailed off. But, I mean, you look at the whole of Barry Bonds' career, the guy's a Hall of Famer. He deserves the punishment of not being in there yet, but he deserves to be in there at some point. And, it's not like he gambled on baseball. I think Pete Rose may get in eventually, but he is probably not going to be alive to see it. I think that's his punishment. If he gets elected into the Hall of Fame, he's not going to get put on a ballot. They're just going to reinstate him at a point where the Veterans Committee is voting on his era. And they're gonna put him in. I mean, should Shoeless Joe Jackson be in the Hall of Fame? Dalton Varsho. We're gonna see a lot of repeats, so I'm just gonna point out some of the more notable ones. But, like, for real, like, Shoeless Joe Jackson had a good career, and he had to stop playing because he was involved. Whether or not he was actually slacking off, I mean, his numbers were actually decent, if I remember, in that World Series. So it's very possible that, you know, maybe he had a change of heart, couldn't go through with it, but, you know, his name was tarnished forever by the Black Sox scandal. Pete Rose's situation was a little different, and supposedly he never would bet on losing. So I guess is that correct? Does Pete Rose sign cards? Yeah. He'll you give him money, he'll sign. He's very big on signing. He'll put anything you want on the baseball practically, if you pay what he's asking for the inscription. And I don't know if he's still there, but I guess he was in Las Vegas, living in Vegas, and he was, frequently making signing appearances. 80 out of 300 for the Rays, Kevin Kiermaier. So that is the advanced stat parallel. So you can't really tell those cards from the front, so thank goodness they flipped those over now. They didn't always. So, yeah, he put some pretty wacky inscriptions. Man, I wish I could remember the one we pulled out of the Leaf. He had a pretty wacky one that was in the Leaf memorabilia vault one time, and I can't remember what he wrote in it. Nick Madrigal. Yeah, well, he and Giamatti definitely had some heat. That would have been a WrestleMania match. No doubt. They did not get along. They did not like each other. Pete Rose probably visits his grave every year to spit on it. But yeah, Bud Selig didn't want to do anything about it. You know, it's nice at least that Rose has been allowed to partake in a couple MLB events. In recent years, he was at an All-Star game when they were in Cincinnati, and I think there was something else he was able to go to. So, I mean, I feel like the door is slightly open, and that's why I feel like he'll go in. I just don't think they're going to let him in while he's still alive. And I do think a little bit of that has to do with the fact that the guy who cast him out isn't alive, and I feel like they would there would be some guilt, there would be some tarnishing of his memory. Giamatti was very well liked, except for by Pete Rose. But I'm sure that decision wasn't easy either. You know? I'm pretty sure Pete Rose got a bunch of warnings. I haven't read Rose's biography, so I don't know this for certain, but I do feel like there was mention of, behind the scenes meetings And the biggest thing that was out there was he lied. He said, I did not bet on baseball. And then he got caught. What are you supposed to do at that point? I can't say I disagree with why he's not in there. I just think eventually he's got to be let in. No, I think that was a one-shot deal, but at least he made it into their Hall of Fame, right? Johnny Bench, platinum players. So Pete Rose can still say he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's just not the one that he actually deserved to be in. Although the San Diego chicken thing was great. Man, how many years ago was that? Yeah, once he was in the chicken suit. Donruss is coming out soon. Will we get another piece of the San Diego chicken? What was it 3 out of the last 4 years? We've gotten a Ted Giannalis autograph. We've had good experience with that. And this is Core 4. Jeter 2014 base card. Through the years. So it's not the actual base card. It's a reprint. I'm okay with this. All right? I'm not a fan of this insert set, but I'm okay with this. They got to take the top certified autograph off. They got to Photoshop that out. It's a no-brainer. Because people are just doing dumb things on eBay. Because eBay, for as much as people swear by eBay as, the official comparable of Major League Baseball cards, or all cards in general. All right. There's so much crap that goes on eBay that it's really, I don't know. I won't sell on eBay. There's lots of people who won't sell on eBay anymore, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. I don't know if that's 100% the way to go, because I feel like that's a big effect on the singles market. But it is what it is. And hey, if somebody wants something then bad enough, then they're not necessarily going to go with the eBay number either. Marcus Semien, big loss for the A's this year. Why can't they keep their stars? Keep your stars. Jeez. Only 7 home runs last year, and 223 average. So I guess their thinking is he's probably on the decline, right? I don't think he's on the decline. Last year was a goofy year. Where do I sell cards? Shows. I've got so much stuff that's just like chilling in boxes right now, waiting for the next show. When I had the store, I sold them out of the store. And, that's really the game plan, is to get a store going again. I would like to be able to open something up in the near future. And we were about to last spring. We were aiming for like late spring, so it'd be a nice lead into the national. And then the world changed, and that wasn't an option. Chris Bryant, home run challenge. So yeah, I had it going for 2 years, and I had my identity stolen, and things just Reds with a hit. Joey Votto, 86 style relic. It wasn't even a matter of the store being the issue. It was a matter of just life in general keeping me from doing the things I needed to do. So the decision was made to close and someday come back. And a few attempts have fallen short. Even right now, I'm concerned that something that I was getting 2 cases of 4 years ago, this year they're telling me I'm getting 1 box. And I don't know. It's difficult to make long-term business decisions when the place that's supposed to keep you in business is making it more difficult for you. I mean, I still find product, but I just got to pay more and more. Overhead is not cheap in a store. I've gone through that already. No, they give it to other people that are, you got dealers that are paying blowout price to the distributor in hopes that they're going to throw them more boxes. And it's probably not as much as they think, unless they're like a real big spender. I'm not a real big spender because I got to spend stuff on bills. To some guys, this is just like play money. And they'll spend what it takes to take it away from somebody else who for years had been buying so many cases and supporting the distributors that way. And I'll tell you what, though, if things ever you get a bad draft class in football, don't beg me to take boxes at full price. I want clearance boxes like you used to have. 2014, 2015. So it's not that they can't keep up. They're driving the market up, basically. Randy Johnson. And we don't want to see what happened way back in the day where the card companies just started printing, whatever, to exceed the demand, because we've seen what direction things go when that happens. They go south eventually, and in a hurry. So, well, the only thing that's inflated there is greed, if you ask me. So, yeah, well, and I'll tell you what, the issues that I'm having aren't so bad with baseball as they are with football. Basketball, they're not even giving me anymore. They're just like, you're not getting basketball. I'll say it. You notice Panini sells a lot more boxes on their website. For years, Panini's trying to get the trading card stores accounts stopped because it's just too much work for what little money they were getting, to have these little accounts all over the country. Just deal with the distributors. We want nothing to do with it. That's the way it was going for a number of years. But now with the markup, I want my piece. We're going to sell this product that we normally would sell for, $80, and we're going to put it on our website for $350. We'll ship it to however many damn people, want it now. You know what? 2013 comes once a decade. All right? You're going to get that draft class. How did Eddie Lacy work out? Le'Veon. I mean, there's some 2013 rookies that ended up turning out good. But my goodness, that was a horrible draft class. That's going to happen at some point. Baseball, we've talked about this. We've talked about the feeling about the Vegas Dave comments and stuff like that. I don't think baseball is slowing down anytime soon. 889 out of 2021, Jock Peterson, especially as these younger athletes just keep coming in. I mean, I was watching something on this 15-year-old kid. Oh gosh, whose academy did he go to? Rafael Furcal's academy in I guess it's the Dominican. And this kid does not look 15. And he hit the ball a ton. 15 years old. He's next year he'll be eligible to sign. These kids can't sign until they're 16. Bobby Dalbeck. So, I mean, I think Panini's been stashing things for years, but often it was for stuff like the packages that they do at the National and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like the distributors and manufacturers, want to benefit from the hobby. I think Topps is kind of doing it the right way. They raised the retail price on a few things that just traditionally, with Bowman, go for so much. If you're going to take your cut, just take it straight off the top. Don't hide anything. Don't jerk us around. Because guys like me, guys like, the local card shop owner who's not really into the whole internet thing, but has been, supporting the hobby locally and probably supports a lot of the breakers nowadays, right? That's how they move their stuff. They don't do it themselves, but they'll sell it for a little bit less in order to let somebody else do that job. The guys that have been supporting for years, they're getting pushed out by new money. There's guys that have been doing this less than me that I'm sure they're crushing it on allocations and hey, that's the way it rolls nowadays. But I don't know. I've been in business for 15 years, and I know there's plenty of sneaky stuff that goes along. And I mean, some guys don't even realize, when they're doing something ethically wrong, like like bribing a vendor. I saw a discussion about backdooring stuff out of Walmart or Target, and like they don't understand that there's a cycle to this and the way it goes. And again, I'm not, if somebody sees a whole display full of stuff at Walmart and says I'm gonna buy it all, that's, I feel like that's their prerogative. Um, to go there and be like, oh, I'm gonna save some for the kids, right? No, because there's going to be a guy that's going to come by an hour later and he's going to wipe out the shelf. Let's face it. I had the opportunity to buy some retail stuff when I was in Florida. I didn't clear the shelf. I didn't want to. I still picked some up, and actually, a lot of it I just opened. Like, you saw me open it. I opened two holiday boxes. And I opened a blaster, and I think I just opened a couple hanger packs myself. There was like full shippers, 2 shippers at one place and 1 shipper at another. So Leody Tavares, there we go, another good Ranger one. Nick Madrigal, good one for the White Sox. All right, good rookies coming out. Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts. But I also have cases of the stuff at home. So I like to rip a little tops for myself. I don't keep stuff unless it's like very special, but I still enjoy the thrill of a chase and opening something every once in a while. Oh, look at that. We got our first 1 of 1 out of Topps. This is box 3. Yeah, and it depends on the product. There's some retail right now that is just so full of the most desired base cards, especially basketball, football, even baseball, but especially like your Prism Optic. Those kind of sets in basketball and football, you can't lose pretty much at this point. There's Wade Boggs. So yeah, we're just starting box number 3 here. Yeah. And this year it's going to be LaMelo Ball, and there's a few guys that look like they can hang in this basketball class. But no one's really making any big noise yet. And hey, maybe, if it ends up being that there's no sensational players when this season is all said and done, it's going to make it harder for those sets hobby-wise. But, I mean, what is it? $3,000 for a box of Prism basketball? Man, I wish I still got a case of that stuff, or half a case, 4 boxes. One year they gave me 1 box. And then since 1920, I don't think I've seen Prism or Prism Draft. No, I don't see anything. So David Peterson. I mean, Zion and Ja, they seem to be worth the hype. Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum. They've been in the league a few years. Luka, Trae Young. So, I mean, we got 3 years of history of some instant successes. You're bound to have a year where not so much. Ryan Mountcastle. Although, hey, if you're gonna have somebody be successful, you know, Ball's a good name because he was one of the guys leading into the draft that was getting a lot of hype. And a lot of this is turned into hype, especially basketball. You have, you know, like the sneaker crowd and all that, pumping up the basketball cards. So, I mean, look at what Kobe, LeBron, and Michael Jordan, some of the ridiculous numbers that their cards are doing. And I don't mean ridiculous like, man, they're not worth it. I mean ridiculous like the gains in percentage, you know, especially like, you know, Kobe, rest in peace, passed away over a year ago, right? His stuff has not cooled off at all. Michael Jordan's been retired for how many years? You know, how do you explain, you know, 30, 40, 50% gains on cards, sometimes in a matter of a week? Been a week, and they ain't doing anything. I mean, LeBron, you can partially attribute to current performance, but I mean, he's not doing anything like mind-blowingly amazing. He's the same, you know, solid upper echelon player he's always been. Championships held, although they're not everything. Sean Manea, they're a lot though. It's probably going to get Eli Manning and Ben Roethlisberger into the Hall of Fame. Spencer Howard. And I'm not knocking Ben Roethlisberger. Eli maybe a little. But, I mean, the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, is you take an era of players and you get those guys that era is defined by. And you look at numbers, championships, and all that put together. You're already looking at a list of guys that includes Tom Brady. No, he deserves it. He's one of the GOATs. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees. We'll throw Aaron Rodgers in there. He's been around long enough to earn that. He'll be a Hall of Famer. How many guys define an era? Is 4 or 5 guys enough? But you look numerically, and these guys are all on like the top 20 list. There's Lindor. He's the guy who put Framber Valdez out for the year. They're all on the top of the career because it's never been like this before. You know? I mean, one can say that the game's gone soft and allowed the quarterbacks to get away with a lot more. That's, you know what? That's totally understandable. Although you've got to put Drew Brees down as an exception to that because he was doing it year after year after year when guys were just starting. Even guys like Tom Brady were just doing it like once in a while. Nate Pearson. And Orioles. It's not easy to pull a 1 out of 1 out of flagship tops. What's the printing plate rate at? 1 in every 13,324 hobby packs. So Pedro Severino, Orioles. Orioles catcher. You got a 101. And that is the cyan, the blue plate. Scooble. And METS, Mets. Franklin Kilame, who started out as a Phillies prospect. You don't see a lot of Mets Phillies trades, but what was that? Jay Bruce trade at the deadline a couple years ago, and Phillies needed that bat. So they gave a pitching prospect that had some hype. I think he had some struggles too in the minors a little bit. And then I guess he's either straightened himself out or maybe he's not starter material, but he's reliever material. Hey, Mets need bullpen. They need bullpen more than the starters. So, blue plate special, I guess. So there you go. If you don't get a Ryan Mountcastle auto, you get something even harder to find, right? That's not a bad one. All right, so this is the middle stack in the third box here. All right, here comes the Bohm, ready or not. They do that a lot in general, just do song lyrics, and then the kids, it'll go over their heads, and then the song, it'll be on Amazon or something like that, and I'll start singing it along to it, and they'll be like, wait a minute, don't you say that all the time? Yeah. So it happened the other day. We had the Christian rock station on Amazon Music going, and then the POD song comes on, here comes the boom, ready or not. Why is that so familiar? Leody Taveras. I like to torture them like that. Then they hear it in their heads all day long. Bobby Dalbec. Let's see. Jesus Sanchez. Corey Seager, rainbow foil. Mookie. Joe Adele. Tyler Stevenson. Ronald Acuna Jr. Casey Mize. Sixto Sanchez. And if you were wondering, that plate made this card. Let's bring this back. Hold on. So there's your blue streaks right there. I just find it fun to do the side by sides on those things, you know. Robin Yount. Davy Garcia. Juan Soto. There you go. There's a good home run challenge card. Anyone watching right now hit a winner on that home run challenge? I'm guessing they gave you a serial numbered card of that player. I don't know if it's like a Topps Now or what it looks like. Alec Boehm. So 338 average last year. I mean, I know it was limited time, but when you had a lot of star players struggling to bat over 220, you got to think that you got a bright future if they don't figure you out. Four winners last year? Nice. So what do they look like? What do they send you? I've never actually, I always forget about them when I do end up with them. They get swept in the box, and then I never try to play. So I used to be better at that kind of stuff. I guess especially with the pandemic and not going to shows, so boxes aren't really moving around. I missed the boat on those. Yeah, I know they're serial numbered, and however many, if you got a guy nobody really guesses that day, they could probably be significantly low numbered. Is it like a Topps Now card of like, I don't know, that home run or something? Or is it just kind of a generic card? That's a cool looking card. I wonder what those serial numbers ended in too. Were they like double digits, triple digits? I mean, I'm just assuming a lot of them are like me, where they kind of lose track of the card and then they never end up putting it through. And then you got to guess the right day on top of it. So, Joey Bart. Big Poppy. Dylan Carlson. He's in a box now. Did I get any soccer prism? I did not. I'm trying to think. Do I have, what soccer do I have coming up? There's something coming up that I'm getting. Right now I just have the MLS soccer and the Chrome Sapphire. I guess it's UEFA Champions. Looks like they're giving me tops, but not Panini. Yeah, I got 2 boxes of it. Those are going for like what, like $1,000 a box? So that's weird. Didn't go through. So yeah, it looks like they're giving me the tops, but the Panini, they're not giving me anything Panini really, except for racing. I didn't get cut. Okay, no problem. Got Ripken. That's a cool looking Ripken insert too. That looks like it should be a Brooks Robinson card, actually. That design. Derek Jeter. With the 86 design. I don't know. I guess I would have to do some more research on like, would everybody get a card? You know me. I want to make sure everybody gets something. I guess I'll have to look at the checklist. If I can make that work. I'd probably want to do a random team, though, because, again, you know, this one's 229 out of 299 for the Royals. Salvador Perez. It's a cool looking insert they got going this year. And they got green ones too. Sometimes they work. I wouldn't really feel comfortable pricing a pick your team. I just don't have the expertise on that. I'd probably be more likely to do a random team if everybody's going to get something. Josh Bell. Dalton Varsho. So that wraps up box number 3. Box number 4 coming right up. But I guess 2021 MLS and 2021 MLS Chrome are coming out. I will be getting 3 boxes of each. I'll see what I can do about more, but I know I'm getting 3 boxes of each allocated to me. That I don't care, I'm getting 3 boxes. It wasn't like I was buying a huge amount of soccer in the past. Football, give me 5 boxes. It's kind of bullshit. Soccer's good. Soccer's good. Oh wait, I want to do silver first. Any good rookie cards expected in the 2021 MLS stuff, or? We got Austin Meadows. Ian Anderson, Manny Machado, Jack Flaherty, So box number 4. That's a cool looking card too. And I gotta look at what releases are coming out next week. Let's put this Pache away for right now. Been dealing with a lot of stuff this week. I think next week we got a few products coming out that should be good. I think we have a baseball. I want to say we have a wrestling. I gotta look now. Curiosity's got the better of me. Where's that list? New releases. So Nimbus was supposed to come out today. Let's see. Did I get billed for it? Because I already approved that. I did not. So I have a feeling that's not on its way. Pokeball tins. Oh, I wish I was getting that, right? Bunch of Pokemon stuff coming out on the 5th. You know what? That was today. All right. So Revolution Basketball, Donruss Choice Basketball. I ain't getting any of that. Friday, you have the Prism Soccer. Oh, that hasn't come out yet? I still don't think I'm getting any. But I'll find out. Panini One Football, I'm only getting 5 boxes again. So if you want Panini One Football, I'm not getting a case, apparently. And then Donruss Baseball. That should be fun. Donruss Baseball 2021. So I love Tops. Tops is like my go-to, my New Year set. All right, but I've always loved breaking Donruss. The bass, when they first started bringing it back, looked a little weak. All right, but I remember, when Donruss came back, we had the store, and it was always just such a good bang for the buck. The checklist was always, solid. They came up with cool variations. They kind of redid the No Name on Front, Frank Thomas. They do like, fun little short prints with that. Now you got the short prints, like the downtowns and stuff like that you get in there. Donruss is always a fun break, so I'm looking forward to those coming in soon. And they're usually good ones too, as far as providing some substance to break, some cards. I've got product of stuff, cases of it sitting here that it'd be nice to put out either in some random division breaks or do a case break and throw in a few of those boxes so everybody gets cards. I'm hoping with baseball season in swing now, that interest is peaked up. We will start moving a lot of baseball breaks and moving them quick so that we can get a mix of not just the new stuff, but some of the old stuff that we got sitting around here. I got cases of, what is that, Topps Chrome Black, 5-star, triple threads. So I want to see some of those. I was so tempted for the Project 70s because in the beginning, when they were doing the Project 2020, a lot of people didn't jump in, myself included. And some of those cards became very valuable, especially in the short term, but still a lot of those have held their value. A lot of the later ones have not. Doesn't mean that they won't be in the future, head up there, but 829 out of 2021, Raisel Iglesias. But I was like, I should get in for some of those early ones, just in case. Just in case those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. So, I like that Acuna one. He looks kind of like a monster. It's not really Ronald Acuna, it's La Chupacabra. I don't know. It's a cool looking card. There's some cool art stuff going on in there. Will Clark. And the art gene skipped me. I've got a couple daughters that can draw real nice and do some nice art stuff. They're all better than me, that's for sure. But my mother's an artist. She's done shows and had some competitions that got her placements in galleries and stuff like that. And so I like to respect the artistic cards. I always say one of my favorite sets was the Upper Deck Masterpieces. They only did it for a couple of years for football and for baseball. They had a canvas effect to them. The cards looked like they were on like canvases. Very cool stuff. So I see things like the Project 2020, the Project 70. You know, I think it's found a good place in the hobby. Aaron Judge. I think this stack was supposed to go in that box. No, it wasn't. It's supposed to go in this one. There we go. I mean, I think coming off the success of Project 2020, you know, I think the Project 70 might be a little bit of a money grab, a hype grab. You know, put Tops in the news based on some of the artists that are involved. But overall, oh my good Lord. Ooh. No poker face on that one. That wasn't what I was expecting to come out. I didn't brace myself. That's what it was. Not what I was expecting. Griffey, Platinum Players. Yeah, I'd say this autograph is a nice one. That would be an understatement. So this is actually something that we'll usually hit once a year too. This one is a lower serial number parallel than the regular ones, and we definitely got a good player. So, but usually we hit something out of this particular autograph set every year. Most years. We got good luck with that. So let's not delay. Let's get going here. Tejada, Clemente, ultimate stars of service right there. Kyvert Ruiz, Ryan Mountcastle. I seen one guess. You know how hard it is to pull a Trout out of a flagship Tops? Might be a little bit of a stretch there. Little bit. Evan White. Little H to the Izzo, Anthony Rizzo, rainbow foil. Oh, we're getting very close to that card. Very close. I just realized the YouTube feed is not on anymore. There we go. Man, that's the only guess I'm getting. Everybody asleep already? It's Friday. Can understand if we're a weekday. It's Friday. We hang out late on Friday nights. Friday night breaks. There's Bobby Dahlbeck. Oh, now we're really getting close to that card. Really getting close. Jeter. Well, Jeter's not a 5-tool player. Got Spencer Howard. Got here. One card. Another card. Plus, Jeter wasn't in the postseason this past year. Got a postseason auto relic. And it's red, numbered to 10. Who was a junior that played in the postseason last year? There was a few decent juniors that played in the postseason last year, wasn't there? Well, we've narrowed it down quite a bit. It's not Derek Jeter Jr. It's not Mike Trout Jr. It's not Acuna Jr. But that was a pretty close one there. So numbered 3 out of 10 with a 3-color patch. Fernando Tatis Jr. Padres. And we're doing 5 hobby boxes and we got 2 autographs. That's a win right there. Right? Fernando Tatis Jr. That might be a 120. We'll attempt it. And if I'm not comfortable, then we'll go back to the 130. Yeah, I'd rather put that at 130. Ain't that a beaut, Clark? So, Fernando Tatis Jr. Numbered to 10. And, it says postseason 2020, but this memorabilia contained on this card is not from any specific game, event, or season. Just saying. Still, very cool. All right, let's close out box number 4 and see what goodies box number 5's got for us. I'm not sure who had them. That was a good question. Who did have them? I think I know who it was, and I think they're asleep. Let me confirm that hunch. Padres. Yeah, I don't think they're watching right now. I finally got that picture of what they look like. Winner, home run. Okay, so they look like the home run challenge card. But they're a serial numbered parallel, and they obviously won't have a scratch off back. That's cool. So let's see if we can get that in focus. So that's kind of what like the winner cards look like. So yeah, he's in bed right now. Chris Eccles hit that. And he actually said, hit me a Tatis auto. So I guess that worked out, right? If only that works every time. Although Michael Kelly always tells me to pull him a Herbert auto. He actually doesn't say it out loud. He thinks it, though. My gosh, how many Herberts have we pulled this year? There won't be too many if they keep giving me half a case of everything and the rest of the year. Jeez. I'm going to be pissed if I don't get a box of Flawless, too. I had gotten one year like 3 cases of Flawless. I'm going to be pissed if I don't get one box. I'm going to be pissed with one box. But that's just the way it's going. Focus. There we go. Davy Garcia. Gleyber Torres. Blake Snell. Yeah, I bet he will be. Joey Bart. Followed by Dylan Carlson. Mike Schmidt. And we had that autograph version of that in one of the jumbos that we broke when we were down south. In about a month, we'll be making another less lengthy trip down to Virginia. It'll just be me and the 2 players. We got double duty in April. One's got dance competition, and at least one, if not both of them, possibly in that tournament. What do we got here? 155 out of 499. Nomar Mazara. And it's ironic because that Virginia tournament coincides with Chantilly, which is one of, I would say, the top 4 East Coast shows. Very big show in Virginia. And it's 20 minutes away from the hotel. So I don't know what restrictions are starting to kind of get relaxed in a lot of places. I'm hoping that show is a go, and obviously it's not going to be at 100% capacity, but I'm hoping that it's enough of a go that I'll be able to get in on Friday morning. Because if I gotta wait, and the girls are probably going to have a scrimmage that evening or practice or something when they get down there. So most likely, if I don't get in the morning, I ain't getting into the show. I still haven't 100% figured out what I'm doing on that. But I'm pretty sure it's a 3-day show. And obviously Saturday and Sunday I wouldn't be able to go because girls are going to be playing. So I'm going to see if I can leave a day early. But I don't know when they're going to have confirmation of all the things that they're going to be able to do yet. Still wondering when shows around here are going to start picking up. New York's letting people in Citi Fields. I think they're allowed 10,000. So, well, maybe that's a sign of things to come. Box number 5. Yes, we have made it. Box number 5. Our silver pack. We are one team away. One team away from... Oh, no, wait. Did we make it? Are we on standby for Optic? Hold on, let me count. I know we were doing some things at the beginning of the break. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, one team away from being on standby. That means we get 2 people jump in, get 3 teams apiece. We have a break. Optic. Some good teams up there, too. Again, football is a very high-risk, high-reward type deal with anything this year. But the rewards are big. And it just means it takes a little longer for law of averages to kick in, although we've seen quite a few have above average 2020s as far as football breaks too. So Dalton Varsho, Ken Griffey Jr., and fittingly enough, following him is the big hurt, Frank Thomas, and Greg Maddux as a Brave. Even though in 1986 he was in the Cubs farm system, but okay. That is up to them. Yeah. There's a receipt in my pocket. I'm like, what the heck is that? So, final box. Two relics, two autos so far. We've hit a printing plate. We've had one short print, and we've got another. Hey, how's it going with you? So we're going to see one more short print before all is said and done. That's a nice throwback card. Again, I think we're going to open things up a little with the baseball. I think we're going to have some new breaks. We made so much progress. I didn't want to kill it with this one because we had this break up for a couple weeks now, right? 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that. And you know, we were still at 10 teams earlier today. And like I said, all you need is just a little spark at the right point of the break. And, you know, with a random team break, I know we're very pick your team oriented here. So I knew, you know, we need to jumpstart a little bit. But, like, you know, for days we've been like, hey, we just need to get to 15, and then I'll randomize it, and you'll get my leftovers as pick your team. And we had a couple people jump in, got it to 15, then a couple saw, oh, they're about to do the random on that. Let me jump in, then we're at 20. And that is at like, what, 7 or 8 o'clock at night at that point, and we're sold out. So, W's, don't do it. They slow it down. Jump in, and we'll keep the breaks coming. That's for sure. Got him shortstop, first base. There we go. Let's play two. So. And the more that we can get opened, the more opportunities there are for bigger things to come. Speaking of big, we got that big league mixer filling up. I feel like something big is going to come out of that. Anybody else getting that sneaking suspicion? I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer. You've got Flawless, Diamond Icons, Dynasty, Brooklyn Collection. We opened a box of that yesterday. That was nice. All right. There's some. Oh, man. Sleeves. Hold on. There's some big stuff that's going to come out of that break. Again, you know, I say it, and that one's not for everybody. All right, but if you like high-end stuff and you're going for those big dollar bill cards, there's definitely big potential there. W is even though there's a control on Facebook where you can say turn on notifications for this post. Um, Instead of turning that on, what many people will do is they'll type the letter W. W essentially means watching. Now, there's breaks, and I mean, I know people are like, oh, I'm interested in this team. I'll wait till it's a little more filled up. Well, your team might not be there, first of all. Joey Bart. I'll never forget one time. I don't think the guy ever ended up buying anything like ever. But we posted a break. He was the first one to comment on the break. Oh, this break's awesome. Oh, there's some good stuff here. But he never claimed the team. And then like 7 days later, because he had made a comment on the post and people have been claiming teams, and he's like, oh man, I missed my team. You were the first person to comment on the post, and it's 7 days later. Of course you missed your team. I don't know. I just don't understand it. But, it's one thing. It's like, oh man, I'd like to get in that, but payday's not until Thursday. Hopefully, that team will still be around. All right. I get. But just like, oh man, I missed my team. Like, you commented on it 10 seconds after it came out, and then 7 days later, oh, I missed my team. I don't know. Sometimes opportunity is put in front of you in the shape of a door. All you got to do. Yeah, we are having a lot of problems with that lately. My visibility is definitely suffered recently. We were actually, February is one of those weird months. You got the Super Bowl, but you got spring training, but you don't have a lot of products. Baseball's just getting started. We're finally getting Donruss released next week. So, we're rolling pretty good for the beginning of February, even though, I mean, my schedule was crazy because I was doing all the driving on the trip, and there was just some nights where, like, we got back to the hotel so late, it was difficult to get things going, and I was, not able to follow up with posts as much. Card code 30, Manny Machado, Padres, with another nice card there. And then we come back, and it's like crickets. And it's not anybody's fault in particular because, I look at the numbers, especially on the business page. I get, specific numbers about post reach and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, this is such garbage. Last year in February, our posts were reaching 5,000 people a week, which, I mean, we've been way higher than that in the past. And this year in February, our posts were reaching like 700 people a week. Yeah, San Diego's crushing this break. For sure. I don't know. I only remember Padres at this point. I mean, that's just like, those numbers suck. So if people can't see it, it's hard to get in it. They're actually, I don't know, we're coming up a little bit the last couple of days. Maybe that's why we broke something today, But I feel like my stuff's constantly broken, and no one at Facebook wants to fix anything. I had much sympathy for Matt Riddle and his Instagram. Apparently, United States champion Matt Riddle got hacked, and he knew about it, but nothing could be done about it, and he couldn't reach. And like, this is like, you know, somebody with, you know, probably hundred thousands of followers and is in a pretty big spotlight being a WWE wrestler. And he's probably on the phone like, bro, why you got me on hold for 6 hours? Bro. So, yeah, I feel like I'm getting canceled out sometimes. And maybe Facebook doesn't like some of the comments I make on things. I mean, generally, I'm trying to be funny when I'm making comments on Facebook, and I try to keep it clean or respectable. Believe me, there's some things that I've put into draft, and I'm like, no, I can't really say that, can I? I'll censor myself. You should hear the Dr. Seuss rhymes I've been coming up with. Anyways. But I can't say them on TV. Or computer screen, or whatever you want to call this. But yeah. You don't need to decide what you want to see. Even if you say, see me first, which is an option. You know, you like the Facebook page, you follow it, and then you put an option for see me first. It still doesn't always work, and sometimes Facebook resets it and changes it anyway on people. Spencer Howard. Joey Votto. But that's like the way you're supposed to get everything pop up right away. You go onto the Facebook page, you know, you like us, you follow us, and then you go into the settings, and then there's one that says see me first, and whatever the first 5 posts that come out for the day, if I make 5 posts in a given day, you should see them immediately. And yet it just isn't working that way. I don't know. I bust my butt. The most frustrating thing to me is when something is totally out of my control. And no matter how hard I'm working to make it work, you know, there's nothing I can do about it. And I think Facebook visibility and I love that card. Facebook visibility and my allocations are the 2 things right now that just drive me up a wall. .127 out of 2021 Arizona Diamondbacks. The third thing would probably be my dad not following doctor's instructions. That drives me up the wall too. Now they're calling me. Dalton Varsho. There's Christian Javier. We were talking about him earlier, and the difference that his performance could cast on the Astro season this year, whether it be positive or negative. There will be a correlation. Christian Pache. You know, I still want to have 1,000 YouTube subscribers. I still want to expand us on Twitch and have more frequent watchers. Eventually, I want the website to be the main way people get into things. I do a lot of extra legwork doing it the Facebook way. But, you know, those things will come eventually. Hopefully. Kirby Puckett. So, 318 career average. It's a shame they got cut short because, I mean, this is a guy who was going to be a sure 3,000 hit guy. There's no doubt about it. Leody Taveras, I remember the press conference when he retired. I mean, you look at, you know, his last 2 years, batting .317 and .314. I mean, he was still in his prime. You got to wonder how well he was, you know, able to see as well. But that's life sometimes. If you need inspiration, though, you can always read a good book, like Oh, the Places You'll Go, for as long as they'll let you. Last stack of box number 5. We're almost home. Almost. So we'll be done about 2 a.m. Am I going to try to sort this tonight? That'll keep me up till 4. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to try to wake up early. I don't think I'm going to get this out. I'm not going to get this sorted before the post office tomorrow. I'll have to see what I can get. Optic football. One team from standby. Can we seal that deal tonight? Like I said, you know, you just got to kick things a little bit in the right direction and everything falls right after. If I start tomorrow early saying we're on standby for Optic football, let's get payments in, we're just a few teams away, this will happen tomorrow night. If we start the day at 19, that probably reduces our chances by like 50% right off the bat. History of tops. Pete Alonso is the first guy on the top left. So that'll go to the Mets. So if we want to get Optic breaking tomorrow, one more team is going to be important. Standby serves 2 purposes. One, to let everybody know, all right, let's get money in so we don't have to delay the start of the break. And then the other thing is, it's going to happen soon. So that's scrolling at the bottom of your screen right now. Top 5 bang for the buck teams left. I like the Lions. I like the Eagles in this one. I like Washington. Vikings I like. And I don't know, there's a few teams. Maybe the Bills. Bills got a lot of rookie power this year. Anybody like off the charts amazing? Well, you got guys with potential. I like the Bills rookie lineup for this year. Could be better, could be worse. It's not Josh Allen like, but you got some quantity. You got some guys that look like they're going to be players. I like the Bills. And then it's optics, so you know you got a little chance at seeing something. You know, either a nice veteran auto or a blast from the past show up too. Luis Castillo with a rainbow foil. Especially this year, I think they got downtowns that are retired guys. Like, don't they got downtowns of like Walter Payton and Jim Kelly and guys like that? Obviously, you know, again, like with anything football this year, high risk, high reward. But the rewards can be big. Nate Pearson. I mean, hey, they can even be big with flagship tops. $35 for a random team. Look at what the Padres did in this break. Whew. And obviously there's a few teams that made out well. I mean, the Angels are going to make out well. The Braves are going to make out well no matter what. Right? Who else? Giants. Although I ended up with the Giants, so I guess I made out well on that. Well, I sold them, but I ended up with them in the after the random, so I'm tired. Yeah, those 101s, those are something special, that's for sure. But even the base ones are ridiculously sought after. Evan White. Excuse me. Clayton Kershaw with the die cut. And then the final hit of this break is also going to go to somebody who jumped in on the later end. This was one of the last 5 teams left, I think. Javier Baez. Javier Baez. Cubs. Yeah, I've seen some things in there that I'm like, really? I don't know. I'm not going to criticize. Probably pushing out more than I am, so. But, yeah, I've seen a few things in there, and I'm like, hey. There you go. Cubbies with a hit. Again, that was the Cubs' main thing, too, was the fact that they had the star power, you know? Not too much on the rookie side, but they definitely had some star power. Box is 3/4 of the way filled. That's good enough. All right, recap time. Recaps are good, right? Yankees, number to 299. Here comes the judge. 137 out of 299. Hey, if you can end up playing 137 games, that'd be awesome, right? Honorable mention here, JD Martinez, numbered to 70. Bryce Baby with a short print. Leody Taveras, rainbow foil for the Rangers. That might be a good one to hang on to. Reds got a hit, Joey Votto. Mets hit as well with Franklin Kilome. A lot of talented pitchers. Now, here's another one where we're seeing cards in the inserts. All right. Technically, this is an insert autograph set. But they're not in the base set. So you got to assume Kilome, Brian Hayes. Like, Series 2 is not going to be junk. And you never know who might make the cutoff. You never know. Could get one special rookie out of spring training. If we don't, hey, there's going to be short prints of the other guys. And that's going to be important too, because they'll be rookie cards. Cubs with the Javier Baez. Orioles. Pedro Severino, printing plates. 1 of 1. And then we got Manny Machado with some snazzy looking shorts over his baseball pants. It's a look, right? And then the big hit, numbered to 10. Hit of the night. No vote needed. Fernando Tatis Jr. 3-color patch auto relic out of the 2020 postseason. So that being said, I need one team, 3 hobby boxes of Optic. Ravens 85, Bills 100, Lions 65, Dolphins 250, Eagles 225, Rams 80, Washington 110, Browns 40, Colts 150, Jaguars 70, Vikings 150. Anyone looking to send that into standby mode? If anybody wants to have a breakdown of things that could come out in Optic, let me know. I'll pull up the checklist. So thank you. I'll pull up the checklist and we'll talk who you could get. I got a few minutes. I gotta sleeve this pile of cards. All right, gotta give the 1 cent love. You know, it won't take forever during the break. Every card that is sleeved during the break is just something that I want to sleeve right away. Or I accidentally do it out of force of habit and it should have gone in the other pile. That happens all the time. But want to protect as many of these cards as possible. Never know who's going to end up getting sent to PSA, SGC, BGS, HGA, CSG, LMNOP. Gonna start my own grading company, MDE. I'm not. Lord, no, I wouldn't want that. I have to give a lot of credit to HGA for, you know, starting it. I'm sure there was a lot that went into it that many of the haters probably don't respect. So thank you. Have a good night yourself as well. What is it? CSG. If you can grade comics, you should be able to grade cards. I would think it's much harder to grade a comic book than it is to grade a card. My opinion. Probably don't mean much. But that's where we're at right now. One team away from standby and optic. So last call. Does anybody have anything for me? Again, if you want to know the full line of cards available for a team in optic, you know, the key ones: autographs, short prints, rookie cards, right? Which, I mean, all the key rookie cards are going to have autographs anyway, so. But if you want to have any particular team shouted out, just let me know. All right. As soon as I'm done sleeving this pile, then I guess I'll be done for the night. I'm going to log off at Twitch and YouTube because those videos don't need